Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining us on 3 days Launch Your Business Challenge. I want to thank everyone for joining us on this broadcast from wherever you're watching in the world. Thank you. It's 6 a.m. in Brisbane and 8 p.m. GMT, and from wherever else you're watching in the world. I just want to thank you for joining us on this broadcast. My sincere purpose of starting this challenge program is to help as many people as are going to come by the way of this broadcast to begin to change the mentality they have with regards to money. All right. And over this period of 3 days, I'm going to be sharing with you things I have practiced in my life that has helped me and things I believe can help you as well to change your mindset about money and about how to generate a wealth foundation for your generations, for yourself. And if you don't even want the money, build a foundation for your generation. And that is why the 3 day business challenge has come up. So from wherever you're watching in the world, I want to encourage you to follow through with this program. We're going to have workbooks, we're going to have question and answer sessions, we're going to do everything possible to help you get the foundation sorted for starting out a business in your life that is going to build wealth for you and your next generation. So one more time, my name is Nsikak David, and I'm your personal development coach on this broadcast, and I'm looking forward to seeing how you are going to be able to transform your mindset over the next few days and then give us testimonies of the great things that this program is going to do for you. So we go ahead quickly this morning by looking at the basic foundation of creating wealth. If you see in the beginning, I asked the question, are you broke as a joke? So many people are broke as a joke because they don't know the next thing to do. They don't have the right information. And even if they have the right information, they don't understand how to implement this information to bring about a result or to bring about a transformation in their life. And therefore, they need a step-by-step plan or a step-by-step pathway of getting from where they are currently to where they need to get to. And that is why this program is very important for you. I want you to get your friends, your family members, and everyone that you know needs to get out of that position of poverty, of shame, and of ridicule and get to the next point in their lives. You know, a lot of believers pray for money. Friends, there is no place in the Bible that God has said anybody should pray for money. There is no place in the Bible. I've read the Bible from cover to cover. There is no place. The Word of God only says God gives us the ability to create wealth that He may establish His covenant. So that's what the Word of God says. God gives us the ability to create wealth. So if you've got that ability, if you've got that potential, and you're not using that potential to create wealth, then it's entirely your fault. Joshua chapter 1 verse 8, the Word of God helps us to know that when we apply the principles of the Word of God by meditating on the Word of God, reading it, meditating, and applying it to our lives, when we observe to do it, then we create ways of success. We create ways that we put forth the principles, and then it creates success for us. So it is entirely your responsibility to build wealth. It is entirely your responsibility to create a wealth foundation for yourself and your family. You may have been born into a poor home, but it's not right for you to remain poor. And it's not right to bring your children into a place where your children are left with nothing. The Word of God helps us to understand that a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. So the inheritance does not just begin and end with you. Your grand and your great grandchildren should be able to eat from your sweat. And if you're not at that position today, I want you to listen attentively, because this 3 days Launch Your Business program is going to entirely change the way you think about creating wealth and about making money. And in starting the program, what is the first thing we are going to look at today? We are going to define the purpose of money. What does money mean to you? That's the first question I want you to answer for yourself. And if you can answer that question, I want you to pop it in the chat and let us discuss this question together. What does money mean to you? What is the purpose of money to you? In understanding the purpose of money determines whether you are poor, middle class, or wealthy. When you're able to define the purpose of money, when you're able to define what money does for you, then you'll be able to know whether you have the right mindset with regards to money, or if you have a poor mindset with regards to money. And believe me, money is a matter of mindset. Wealth creation is a matter of mindset. If you get it right in your mind, you are always going to knock it out in reality. If you get it right in your mind, you're always going to knock it out in reality. So write in the chat and let me know, what is your purpose, or what do you understand that money does for you? Because by way of definition, money is a tool. Money is a servant that helps you to achieve a goal. The Bible helps us to understand that money answereth all things. That means if you have money, money establishes that level of freedom for you, because it answers all things. You can use it to pay your bills, you can use it to pay your children's school fees, you can use it to have vacations, you can use it to travel all over the world. Money serves a purpose in your life, but what is that purpose? I want you to be able to define that on this first day of starting your business, because if you are not able to define the purpose of money in your life, then you won't know what money is used for. And one of my great mentors, late Miles Monroe, always said, if you don't understand the purpose of a thing, there's every tendency that you abuse it. So a lot of people think money is for paying bills. Every time they get money, money doesn't spend an hour in their hands. Money always leaves their hands. I used to be in that place where money always leaves my hands. Immediately it comes in, it leaves. Because I didn't understand the purpose of money. I always felt, oh, when this money comes, I work so hard and get the money. And when the money comes, it's just to pay bills and buy food. All right? And then over time, you keep on finding yourself at the place of want over time. It's not that you're not getting the money. The money comes to you, but you're not using the money the way money is used, or the way money should be duplicated, or the way money should be managed effectively. So I didn't understand money management for a long time. Even putting my services, I used to give my services out to people for free. The same services I provide, people provide it and make millions out of it. But I had a different heart with regards to business. So if you don't understand the purpose for why money comes into your life, there's always that tendency to abuse it. And that is what a lot of people do. That is why they remain poor in their lives. Money comes into their hands, but they do not understand the purpose of money, and therefore they abuse it. So are you at that place where you don't understand the purpose of money? You will keep on abusing money. Even if you have millions of it, you will keep on abusing it and you will remain broke. And that is why the title of today's topic is titled Broke as a Joke. So people make a lot of money, but they are broke as a joke, because they do not understand the principles of money, they do not understand the mindset of money, and they do not understand how to manage money. So that is the first thing I want to clear out of the table for as many people as are going to attend these 3 days. I want you to define the purpose of money for yourself. Are you using money just to pay bills? Every money that comes into your hand, the money is already finished before it comes into your hand. When you live, especially in a system where you're paid either weekly or fortnightly, you've already spent all the monies before it gets into your hand. So that you don't even pay yourself. The first person you pay is your landlord. After you've paid your landlord, you now pay bills. After you've paid bills, you now buy food. After you buy food, you now begin to do other things that are not necessary. Contribute here, contribute here, contribute here, contribute here, without even paying yourself first. So there's a mentality that surrounds money, and you need to understand that mentality before we go on to the next step of saying we want to even build a business or begin to do transactions with money. Because money is spiritual, and that's why you need to understand it in your mindset first. The ability to create wealth is given to every one of us as believers. That's what the Word of God says. So why are so many believers poor? Why are people that live in a kingdom of abundance still poor? It's because we don't understand the principle. We don't understand the workings of money, and therefore we cannot harness it. We can't put it to work. We can't make it give us value. So friends, the first thing I want you to write down this morning, write it in the chat. What is your purpose for making money? What is your understanding of money? Write it in the chat and let's discuss it this morning because I want us to clear our doubts and I want us to clear our mindset with regards to this thing called money. A lot of people don't like to discuss money. They don't like to talk about money, but they want money. Everybody wants money, but they don't want to discuss it. They don't want to talk about it in their families. They don't want to talk about it in their homes. They don't want to teach their children about money. And money is one of the most vital things on the surface of the earth. If you don't have this medium of exchange, it keeps you at the lower echelon of life. So, what is your purpose for money? That's the first question I want you to ask yourself. If you really want to start a business and you don't understand the purpose of money, you cannot be in business. You cannot start a business without understanding the purpose of money. So clear that and let it be the first foundation you set in your mindset. If you always receive money and money does not stay in your hand, sometimes it's not the devil. The devil has already created the environment of lack. So it doesn't even need to do anything to get money out of your hands. You only need to put some kinds of emotions inside of you that run around in a circle. The emotions you've grown up with, the things you've grown up with that run around in a circle that keep on taking money out of your hand. All right? There's a system of scarcity that is around the world already. And people think that believers are not supposed to be wealthy. Believers are not supposed to be rich. Believers are not supposed to be that place where they command authority in the place of money. But friends, I want to debunk that theory in this series and help you to understand that God created you with an ability to create wealth and to leave it for your third generation minimum. If you don't understand that, then you're not ready for business, because when you understand how money works, that's what takes you to the next level of understanding how to get this money in a place where it can come to you and then work for you to keep on generating itself. So please put it in the chat and let me know if you're following. What is the purpose of money? If money is to pay bills for you, then you're always going to remain poor. That's number one. Number two, if you are not getting money, if you are not getting what we call a cash flow that is consistent, you can never be a business person. If you cannot generate a way of getting a cash flow that is consistent, because some people wait for 30 days before they get paid. Other people wait for 2 weeks before they get paid. They keep on checking their account at the end of the month. They keep on checking their account and checking and checking and checking. Immediately the money, the alert comes in that their pay has come in. Poop, 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 poop. They've already begun to disburse the money, and then they're left with nothing, and then they start sitting down and waiting for another 30 days. Friends, if you're making money every 30 days, you are living in the past. You need to get to that place where you are making money as cash flow consistently. Listen to what I said, consistently, not over 30 days, but over a shorter period of time. So I want you to write down, how often do you make money? I want you to write it down in the chat. How often do you make money? These are questions that are very, very important if you want to break free from the stronghold of poverty that has held you bound. If you want to break free from the stronghold of being broke and living a life of scarcity, these are the things that need to change in your mindset. The number one thing is, what do you define money as in your life? Number two, how often does money come to you? How often does money come to you? This first series, you're going to use it to break a lot of mindsets, things that have held people down. Because if you can crack it in your mind, trust me, if you can crack this system in your mind, you will never be broke from this moment. Because money is spiritual. Listen, you may not have the money now, but once you have the mindset will push you to begin to take action steps that bring money to you and keeps money within your reach all the time. So it's very, very important that you understand this mindset and then you begin to run with this mindset from now forward. So the number one thing, I want you to write it down in the chat. I want you to tell me, what do you understand as purpose for money? What does money do for you? Does it just pay bills? Are you just using money to build a good credit? Or is money working for you? Number one, number two, number three. Poor people use money to sort out bills. That's all they do. Money comes to them, but it doesn't stay in their hands because it's always sorting out a bill. It's always paying for something. That is not an asset. Okay, but we're going to get to that later. So if you have understood that question and you've understood what money is and what money is not, and you've understood what cash flow is and what cash flow is not, when I mean cash flow, I mean does money come to you consistently? Okay, not over a 30-day period, over a 2-week period. You have to work very, very hard and then wait for somebody to collect all the money and then pay you a portion of it. That is a good system, but it's not the best system. All right, because I want to help you understand that there are different levels of making money. You can make money as an employee, all right, or you can make money as an employer. These are different levels of making money, and then thirdly, you can make money as as a business owner or as somebody that owns several businesses. So when we're talking about making money at the employee level, you're doing business with somebody that employs you. A lot of people, when they go to work for people, they don't understand that you're doing business in that place of work. You have to please your employer because your employer is your business partner. I want to change that mentality of looking for a job. I'm looking for a job because of this and because of that. Listen, when you go to look for a job, I want you to negotiate the terms of that contract very well. Because if they don't need you in that place, they are going to kick you off without thinking. A lot of people work at jobs that it's easy for them to lay off. You go to a job, you're among the everyday people that they can easily kick out, and the company does not feel as if they've kicked anybody out because they can always and easily get a replacement. So if you want to make money and you want to partner with an employer to make money, you have to understand what you are worth and negotiate at that table. I used to go for interviews and they would ask me, how much do you want to get paid? And do you know what? I'll tell them I want to get paid the rate that everybody is getting paid. Not knowing that I was shortchanging myself. I have more skills, I have more abilities, I have more than what you require for that job. And I was still telling myself I want to pay the scale at which everybody is paid. Not understanding that I could demand for more. And if you demand for more, the employer will say, wow, this person is demanding for more because this person knows exactly what he or she is worth. And therefore, you get to that negotiating table and you're able to negotiate a better salary. I've turned down jobs. I have turned down jobs because they were not worth my time. A lot of people are clamoring for those kind of jobs, but I turned them down because I said, you cannot be paying me this amount and expecting this from me. I know what I put into the job. So by all means, I should be able to determine my income because of the skills and the abilities I have. And we're going to get to that in this series. So what exactly do you know about money and how is your cash flow coming? And the third thing I just said is there are different levels of getting money. You can either get money as an employer, you can get money as an employee, or you can get money as a business owner. All right. And when we're talking about business owners are in different levels. We have entrepreneurs that are starting up, we have those that are already in business. Friends, all of this is for you. You must understand the principles and then make these principles work for you over time. So if you're watching, I want you to in the chat comment right now and say and answer this question. Do you have a business already, or are you planning on starting one, or are you an employee? Because an employee is in business. The only thing is that the business you're in is owned by somebody else, and the person is partnering with you and then paying you something either every 2 weeks or every month. But understand that you are in that place of business to learn. All right. If you're an employee working in somebody's business, you're in that place to learn how to do the business, especially if it's a business that you are keen on delivering to your community as well. Because one of the best ways I tell people to start a business is to work for somebody else. Look for a mentor that is already doing what you want to do and work for that person for some time, especially if you're starting from level zero. Get into a place and do something. Look at, there are so many people that are doing what you want to do. Don't go and work at a job that you're frustrated and you're tired and you don't want to do. Don't go and do that because you want money. Because I want us to understand the system of money and how money works if we must deliver ourselves from the spirit of poverty and the spirit of lack and the spirit of being broke. So number one, if you're not doing anything at all, the first thing I want you to do is, there are things that you are passionate about, there are things that you are good at. Go and look for somebody that is already a specialist in that area and work for the person. Now, when you're working for that person, you're not just working to get a salary, you're working to build your skills to the place of mastery. You're working to build your skills while you're getting paid. That is the system I call pay to learn. Okay, you go and put yourself in as an apprentice under that person, even if you have qualifications or not. It is something that you intend to do with the rest of your life. So you put yourself as an apprentice under somebody that has done better than you and has proven results, and the person pays you to work for him, but you're learning the skills, you're learning the ropes of the business. One thing a big business is going to do for you is to open doors for you to meet people, open doors for you to learn the business, open doors for you to learn while you are earning. So if you see somebody that is at zero level and they say, oh, I don't have money to start a business, I don't have money, all of these things you're talking about, I don't even have enough income, money comes into my hand and leaves my hand, the first place I want you to start with is changing your mentality from employee to business partner, and be a business partner with somebody that has done what you want to do, all right, and has done it at an exponential level. So you can sign up with that person and say, you know what, I'm going to take a job in this place. You're not taking that job because you want to earn a salary. You're taking that job because you want to be paid to learn. You want to be paid to learn the ropes of the business. You want to be paid to learn how things work in the business environment. Therefore, you go to that business environment with a different mindset. You're not going to the business environment as someone that is going to work from 9 to 5. Well, I'm just going there to work from 9 to 5 to earn a salary and all of that. No, you go into that business environment with the mindset of, I am going to learn a skill. I am going to develop my skill. I'm going to learn the skill and become a master at it. And so you work for the person 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Friends, you've worked for 3 years. It is time that you have learned enough. There are people that work for a company for 20 years. People that work for a company for 30 years, they love that company, they stay there for 30 years, it's working for them. That's very good. But I've never seen those people retire and live better lives. People that work, my parents lived and worked. My dad was in the Air Force and worked in the Air Force for so many years. And when he retired, life wasn't any better because they had built a system of collecting paychecks every month and never really did anything extra for themselves. So I want to beg of you today, whatever it is you want to work at, the first thing you need to do is to learn that skill and master it. So if you need to get to somebody that can pay you to learn the skill, by all means, get into that level. It's a level of getting an income to stabilize you for some time. All right, while you're on this journey of business. And then if you're at the next level where you have been doing business for a while, and then you've come to that place where you want to expand your business, you want to take your business to the next level, we are going to look into that tomorrow. But then if you're at that place where you've already established businesses and then you want to maximize the scale of your business, we're going to look into that on the third day. But for today, we want to look at how you can start. So number one, you define the purpose of money. Number two, how does cash flow come to you? Number three, if you don't have anything going for you at all, partner with somebody and work for them. I want to teach you first of all so that you can begin to develop a totally different mindset towards money and how money works for you. Number four thing is, if you want to start a business, after you've sorted out these first three things, how the purpose of money, your cash flow, and how you get money, the number four thing I want you to think about today is, what problems can you solve in your community? As I said, we're going to talk about 7 things. So what problems can you solve in your community? Because everybody is called to solve a problem. Remember, the word of God says that God has given every one of us the ability to create wealth. Now, you cannot create wealth in a vacuum. You have to create wealth by providing a product or a service. So if you've looked around you, what is in need in your community? In the internet world, we call it an audience or a buyer persona. How can you define the person that needs a service from you? Because everybody has something to offer. Whether you're picking up trash, that's a service. Whether you're making food for people, that's a service. Whether you're braiding hair, it's a service. Whatever you have as a skill is a service you can provide for somebody else. Whether it's encouraging and coaching people, just like I'm doing right now, it's a service I'm providing. This service is going to help to change your mindset and also help you to become a better person, to develop you to becoming that millionaire, that billionaire, that trillionaire. You need coaches in your life. You need mentors in your life. What exactly is a service you can provide to your community? And I want you to write that down in the chat as well. What service can I provide? What have I gained experience over the years of my life that I can provide as a service? Now that I have worked for somebody for XYZ number of years, what are the skills I have gained that I can now be a provider in my community? Because if you do not understand service provision, you will not understand how you can get the rewards. You know, Jesus Christ said we should give, and it should be given unto us. Good measure, pressed down, shaking together, and running over, shall men give unto our bosom. So if you've learned how to give and you've not learned how to receive, you are not balancing the equation. And that's why a lot of people are broke today. They tell you give, 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 but nobody teaches you how to receive. These 3 days, you are going to learn how to receive and receive abundantly so that you balance the equation as a child of God, and then you begin to maximize your place in the marketplace as a kingdom ambassador, and not the joke, that everybody tends to take us as believers for. So, what exactly are we saying today? What can you provide as a product or as a service to your community, to your audience, to the people that are living around you, whether they're online or whether they're offline? What exactly can you provide as a service? Number 5, if you are providing this as a service, if you're providing XYZ, for example, I'm providing coaching as a service, all right, how are you going to provide that service so that it benefits your audience? And how you can do that is by understanding who your audience is, who your customer is. All right, so number 4, you get to understand that you need to provide a product or a service. Number 5, you need to define your audience. You need to define who your customer is and how your customer is going to benefit from what you are giving to that person. Who is my customer? I want you to write it down because I want you to define it for yourself. What is their age grade? What is their education level? What is their income level? These are things you need to ask yourself about the person you want to sell your product to, because you are not called to everybody. You are not called to serve everybody. You are called to serve a specific group of people. So you need to sit down and define your audience. Who am I called to serve? Now, this broadcast we're having right now is called to serve people that want to start a business. That's why you see we started from the very foundation. It's called to serve people that want to start a business. So if you do not want to start a business, you're not going to find this broadcast interesting. But if you want to start a business and change the course of poverty and financial challenges in your life, then this broadcast is going to make a lot of sense to you. So a lot of people can see this broadcast and scroll past it because they're not interested. Maybe they've made millions of dollars already. All right. But for those that are still at that place where they need to change their lives, this broadcast is made for them. All right. So you must understand who you are called to serve, because you're not called to serve everybody. And then you prepare yourself for the people that you are being called to serve, so that you can provide them a service that they need and they are willing to pay you for it. And then number 6, how is this service going to make their lives better? What is the value of your service to this person? I want you to write it down somewhere that I want the value of my service to be 10 times what the person's result is. Okay, so for example, somebody comes to me and tells me, oh, David, I want you to coach me, all right, on business. I should be able to provide that person results that are 10 times what the person expects. For example, you're starting from 0 and you want to get to $1 million, all right, we should be able to provide you a service that helps you start, build the foundation of your business, and help you to grow it over 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, until it gets to that place where you want it to expand and to grow and to serve your 3rd generation. Okay, so these are the things I want you to write down, and I want you to write them down and put them in a book, because we are going to be referencing all of these points as we continue on this journey. And the last question for today is, why do you want to do this business? We've been able to define a lot of things, but today I want you to write it up and tell yourself, why do I want to do this? Why do I want to make money? Why do I want to serve people? Why do I want to bring myself and make myself vulnerable to the world? Why do I want to do this? Is it because I want to help people change their lives, which of course I want to do? Is it because I want to help people change their mindset? Of course, that's what I want to do. Is it because I want to help people change their financial positions? Of course, that's what I want to do. Is it because I want to help people live better lives? Of course, that's what I want to do. You see, I've been able to define the things I want, okay, and I've been able to define why I want to do them, the results I want to see in the lives of people. I've been able to define these things, and I'm able to know, why do I want to do these things? Because these are the things that will make me come up every day to share my ideas, to share my thoughts, to share the things I have learned with other people. So friends, if you've joined this broadcast from wherever you've joined this morning, I want you to know that we're going to be doing this every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, from wherever you're watching in the world. We're just going to spend 30 minutes, on Thursdays, on Fridays, on Saturday mornings in Brisbane, and bring up this teaching so that you can begin to get some value out of it, and then begin to change your mindset with regards to money. Tomorrow at 6 a.m. the same time, we're going to the next level. All right, if you've been able to define these things, I want you to put it in the chat, and then tomorrow we are going to continue this discussion on starting or launching your first or your business in 3 days. If you've gotten value out of today's lesson, I want you to just type what you've learned today in the chat, and we're going to follow up with you based on that. So from wherever you're watching in the world, I want to thank you for joining in our free 3 days Launch Your Business Challenge Masterclass. This masterclass is for everyone that wants to start a business, everyone that wants to launch a business and deliver themselves from that place of being broke like a joke. I want to thank every one of you for joining on today's broadcast, and I'm going to see you I'm going to see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Please get your friends, get your families, get your loved ones, and then share this link with them. We're only going to leave this link for a limited time because it's a 3-day challenge, and we're doing it every week. We're going to keep on having all those increments every week, and then encouraging as much people to join in on the broadcast. So if you've gotten some value, I want you to like this video, share it on your pages, share it on YouTube, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and then help somebody to get value out of this. I'll see you tomorrow at 6 a.m. Brisbane time. Thank you, and bye-bye for now.